Hey, this is Renee, and I'm actually not in my house. I'm sitting on my bed in my dorm that I live in because obviously I'm in college. I know that I never upload videos on this channel much, but I only upload every few months or so, but I just figured I'd make a review finally cuz I've never really reviewed movies much. I know back a few years ago when I started this channel, I reviewed some DVDs that I thought were cool at the time. I was just watching some of my older videos and I forgot how crap they were. Like, I was watching my first video from like 5 or 6 years ago and I sound like an absolute toddler. I was only like 13 at the time, but I want to start making more videos like this, like just me ranting about whatever. So, but today I'm not, well, it's not technically ranting. I know this is horrible, but I saw this movie last night. But before I get into that, I recently, yes, I know I changed my name from Renrock's Hard to Ren Peach, but I only did that because I thought when I was 12 when I picked that username on Google that I thought it was cool, but I recently changed it to Ren Peach and put a picture of Peach the dog on there because I think I'm like I've been obsessed with Peach. She's one of Jenna Marbles' dogs. If you know who Jenna Marbles is, if you want to see some Peach videos, go on her channel, but or Julie or her boyfriend Julian's channel, but she's technically his dog. But anyway, I'm officially Ren Peach. I'm no longer Ren Rocks Hard, so I'm not going to be referring to myself as Ren Rocks Hard anymore. So but anyway, I recent last night I saw this movie that just came out. You guys have probably seen trailers for it on TV. It's called Last Christmas. It like just came out this past weekend, I think. And sorry, there was something on my bed. And at first I saw it only got a review of like 48% on Rotten Tomatoes. Like I thought it was going to be I was like dicey about seeing it at first, but I saw it with one of my friends and it was actually surprisingly good. Like I didn't know how good it was gonna turn out. And I had to wait about there was about a half an hour of previews before the movie even started, and after that I could just tell like I was gonna regret this. Like I was just like sitting there with my icy slushy and my popcorn, just like just like eating it really angrily, just waiting for the previews to get over. And I'd already finished my slushy and like most of my popcorn by the time the movie even started. But the movie was actually really good. Like once I got into it, like the main character is this girl named Kate. Her real name's Katarina, but if she wants everyone to call her Kate. And I'm not gonna spoil like too much of it. I'll just like give the basic story. Actually, I'm just gonna put a disclaimer. There are gonna be spoilers. What the heck? So if you don't want to like spoil, if you don't want to hear like what happens in the movie, then don't watch the rest of this. But basically, this girl's named Katarina or Kate, but she wants everyone to call her Kate. And basically, what happens is it starts with her like in 1999, like singing this solo of a George Michael song because you find out later she's like obsessed with George Michael, who's like a singer, and she's originally from the former Yugoslavia, but her family had to escape in the 90s because of the Bosnian War. And it fast forwards to now in London, England. That's where her family escaped to. And there's this thing where like they show protests on TV of like people protesting the immigrants, and their family has never felt welcome there because they're immigrants from Croatia, former Yugoslavia, whatever. That's specifically Croatia, but and they live in like this kind of little like rundown house in this like duplex in London, and like they're not like the richest people, and their family's kind of fallen apart because her dad was a lawyer in Croatia, but he couldn't get a job in England as a lawyer, so he's like a cab driver, and like they lost a lot of money, and like her mom's been through like a bunch of anxiety, and her parents like hate each other, and it's this whole thing, so her family's kind of a mess. And but anyway, Kate's had to have like a heart transplant, and she's like been really sick a lot of her life. And she's like an aspiring singer though, and she like keeps trying to get auditions in like local plays and stuff. Like you see her even auditioning for like a musical like on ice, like ice skating, because that's like all she can get. She doesn't end up getting the part anyway, but like that's how desperate she is. But her main job until she like makes it technically is she works in this like Christmas store. It's like one of those Christmas stores that's like open all year round. And she has like this little elf costume, and the lady that owns it is this Chinese lady, and her name's Santa. Well, everyone calls her Santa. Her real name's like some Chinese name, but I don't remember exactly what it is. But everyone just calls her Santa. But so I'll be referring to her as Santa. And Santa, like at Kate's been working there for a couple years now, and at this moment in time, Santa doesn't really like Kate. Like, she thinks Kate's been out drinking too much, been hooking up with too many guys, stuff like that. And at this point in time, Kate's 26, so like, she's at the point where she like really needs to get her act together, but she isn't. And she's one of those people that like she hooks up with guys like at the bar, just like, and she wants to stay overnight. Like she stays somewhere different every night, and she like technically considers herself homeless even though she really isn't. She technically lives with her parents, but she never wants to be there, so she's always like staying at her friend's house or staying at whatever random guy she hooks up with's apartment or whatever. And there's one point where she like is staying at her friend's apartment, and they're like, she's pregnant, her friend, and she has to like sleep in what's gonna become the baby crib, and she ends up like having sex with a guy on it. And like because of that, like she also like breaks one of the things that they were making for the baby's room, so her friend kicks her out. But anyway, the main point of the movie, she sees this guy, his name is Tom Webster, and she kind of keeps seeing him over and over again, and she always complains that he disappears for like a random amount of time and then he'll come back. And he shows her like all these different things, like this garden she didn't know about. They like sneak into an ice skating rink and like ice skate in there, and they eventually like fall in love and stuff. But yeah, she also like spends the night at his apartment one night. But he volunteers at this homeless shelter in London, and that's where the movie like really shines, is that she's been really feeling really bad about herself. And when she discovers this homeless shelter, she like wants to help them and stuff, help all the homeless people, because she realizes that they have it way worse than she does. Like she thinks she has it bad, but all these homeless people have it way worse than she does. So one day she just like is in her little work elf uniform, and she just starts singing Christmas carols for to benefit the homeless shelter. And she just like puts a coffee cup in front, and people can put in money or whatever, and she keeps doing that over and over, and they make some money, like donations and stuff, and eventually more of the homeless people join in with her, like caroling and stuff. And she eventually like puts on this show for she's trying to put together this benefit show that will benefit the homeless shelter. And all of the homeless people participate. Like there was this homeless guy on a skateboard playing guitar, and he didn't have any legs, and he was just like on this skateboard playing guitar, and I thought that was really cool. But There's also like this guy playing the spoons and like a trumpet, and it was really cool. But there's like this twist ending that really hit me hard. It turns out Tom Webster was actually the one that donated his heart to Kate, and it turns out he's been dead the whole time, and she's just like been seeing his ghost, like she's been falling in love with his ghost. And she just when she found that out, she just like breaks down crying. And but his ghost comes back to her and says to her like, "Oh, I'll always be a part of you, and you just need to feel me in your heart," stuff like that. And but she discovers that it's like through seeing his ghost that she feels better about herself, and she discovered the homeless shelter and reaching out to people and helping people, and she thanks the ghost for that. And the movie ends really good. Like it shows like the Christmas show that they put on at the homeless shelter that they had been raising all this money for and like putting together for such a long time, and everyone sings Last Christmas, like the song Last Christmas, and like her parents are there, and like a bunch of the side characters from the movie are there, and like everyone dances, and it's just like it's like a really good ending. But that ending, the movie in general, like really stood out to me more than I thought it would, because I can relate to Kate's character because I've been going through a lot of similar stuff that she went through in the movie. And when they revealed that Tom Webster he was actually dead and he was just like a ghost, that really hit me hard, because it made me realize that like, because he was only like 30 when he died, it makes me realize that life is short and you have to make the most of it, because we never know when we're gonna eventually like pass on. Because I mean, he probably wasn't expecting to die at only 30 years old from donating his heart, but and that's like it's not a horrible way to die, but it's not like the best way you could die, I guess. But it just really made me realize that life is short and you need to make the most of it no matter what happens and no matter what you're going through. I just like got that message from the movie and I really liked it. So overall, I'd give the movie probably, it's not like the best movie in the world, but it definitely has a good message, and like some of the stuff in it's kind of cliche, and there was a couple scenes that were really awkward, I thought, but overall it has a good solid message and I give it credit for that. Overall, I'd probably give it like a 7 out of 10. It's cliche on some things and there's some awkward moments, but it has a really good solid message. And other than that, that's pretty much it. So I definitely recommend seeing this movie. I mean, it's definitely one of my new favorite holiday movies. So there sorry, I'm just like stuttering right now, but that's my review of Last Christmas. So see you guys later, hopefully before like this. I'm probably not going to upload another video before the new year, so this is probably like the last video I'm going to upload for this year, knowing me, because I only upload like every few months. I'm going to try to upload more though, but just figured I'd make this review. Also, I just turned 19 2 weeks ago, so I'm 19, yay! But other than that, that's pretty much it. See you guys on the flip side.